I'm a 35-year-old man, and my ex-wife, Laura, is 32. 6 months ago, my life shattered when she blindsided me with a confession that changed everything. We'd been married for a year and a half, together for 3 years. I thought our bond was unbreakable despite the occasional strain. I was mistaken. Laura and I met in a hospital where we both worked, she as a nurse, I as a physician. Our connection sparked during long shifts, shared coffee breaks, and eventually blossomed into love. She was intelligent, compassionate, and we clicked effortlessly. I believed we were building something lasting. 3 years later, we were married with a 1-year-old son, Ethan. Life was busy but fulfilling. I juggled demanding hospital hours with fatherhood while Laura seemed to hold everything together, or so I thought. I missed the signs. About a year into our marriage, Laura started spending time with Ryan, a social media star she met through her growing online presence. She'd begun posting about her life as a nurse, gaining a modest following. I didn't mind her new hobby, but Ryan was different, a flashy influencer with a glamorous persona. At first, I dismissed it as harmless networking. Then came the day she dropped the truth. I just finished a grueling shift when she said we needed to talk. Those words hit like a warning bell. She admitted she'd been seeing Ryan for months and was leaving me for him. She said she no longer loved me, claiming I was too consumed by work. Ryan, she said, gave her the attention I didn't. Worse, she'd been unfaithful for months, a calculated betrayal, not a fleeting mistake. She had divorce papers ready, as if our marriage was disposable. The deepest cut. She didn't want custody of Ethan. She said he'd be better off with me because she'd be too busy. I couldn't fathom how she could abandon her own child so easily. The divorce was swift. Laura didn't contest anything, severing ties with us effortlessly. The months that followed were agonizing. I questioned myself endlessly, but eventually realized the fault was hers. She craved fame and a lavish lifestyle, and Ryan promised that. I later learned she was pregnant during our split, not with my child. She announced it soon after the divorce, but I was too numb to care. What hurt most was her indifference toward Ethan. No calls, no visits, as if he didn't exist. Then fate intervened. My aunt, a wealthy entrepreneur, passed away and left me her entire estate, including $2.8 million. Overnight, I went from a struggling single dad to financially secure, able to give Ethan everything he needed. Word spread, and suddenly Laura reappeared, heavily pregnant, claiming concern for Ethan. Her true motive soon surfaced. She wanted me to claim her unborn child as mine, citing our marriage's timeline for family stability. It was a blatant ploy for money. I refused, and she stormed off. Tired of her manipulation, I contacted Ryan, revealing Laura's scheme with proof, messages, dates, evidence of her lies. The fallout was swift. Ryan, unaware of her deceit, ended their relationship publicly. Their breakup unfolded online, shattering Laura's influencer dreams. Months later, Laura returned with a lawyer to formally relinquish custody of Ethan. She admitted she felt no bond with him and was focused on her new life. It was devastating but necessary. Ryan later confirmed the baby was his, not mine. Laura had known all along but tried to exploit me. Her lies exposed, Laura's world collapsed. Her online career tanked, sponsors dropped her, and she moved back to her parents' home. Recently, she called, suggesting we reconcile. I hung up without a word. Ethan and I are thriving, free from her chaos. Her downfall feels like justice, but I'm too focused on our new life to dwell on it. Laura and I met during our residency at St. Mary's Hospital. She was a dedicated nurse who could soothe any patient, while I was the driven doctor pulling 80-hour weeks. Our romance began over hospital coffee and late-night chats, bonded by our shared commitment to healing. For 3 years, we built what I thought was a solid foundation. We settled into a cozy suburban home, welcomed Ethan, and seemed to have it all. But Laura grew restless with our quiet life. She started posting nursing advice online, tips on wound care, recovery guides. Her following grew to 10,000, which excited her. Then she met Ryan Blake at a local influencer event. Ryan was everything I wasn't. A 28-year-old lifestyle guru with 500,000 followers, flaunting a rented sports car and endless vacations. I thought he was a show-off, but Laura was captivated. She began staying out late, claiming it was for networking. I later learned those were dates with Ryan. I'll never forget that Wednesday night. I just finished a 14-hour shift, including a critical surgery, when Laura sat me down with divorce papers. Her words stung. "I've outgrown you. Ryan gets my dreams." The worst blow. She was 6 weeks pregnant with his child. "Ethan should stay with you," she said coldly. "I'll be too busy." Adjusting to single fatherhood was tough, but then my Aunt Clara, a savvy businesswoman who'd been like a mother to me, passed away. She left me her $2.8 million fortune and properties. Suddenly, I had the means to secure Ethan's future. When Laura heard, she showed up, 8 months pregnant, feigning concern for Ethan. Her real plan. Convincing me to claim her unborn child as mine for family unity. I saw through her scheme and refused. I fought back, sending Ryan evidence of Laura's deception, texts, hotel receipts, proof of her lies. Their relationship imploded publicly, with Ryan airing his betrayal online. Laura's influencer career collapsed, her followers dwindled, and she retreated to her parents' home in Ohio. Meanwhile, I used the inheritance to set up a trust for Ethan and take a break from my hospital grind. A year later, life is brighter. I've cut my hours to spend more time with Ethan. We just returned from a European trip, something I never could have afforded before. Laura, she's working as a home health nurse and co-parenting her daughter with Ryan, who wants nothing more to do with her romantically. She tried contacting me last month, hinting at reconciliation. I ended the call. Ethan and I moved into Clara's stunning lakeside home, a fresh start. In a twist, Ryan and I connected. He wasn't the villain I'd thought, just another of Laura's victims. We've become friends, and he's even helping promote the medical charity I'm launching with part of the inheritance. This ordeal showed me that betrayal can lead to unexpected blessings. I'm a better father, a more empathetic doctor, and financially secure in ways I never imagined. As for romance, I'm taking it slow, but I've started dating a kind pediatrician who actually laughs at my corny jokes. The story took another turn when Laura applied for a nursing job at St. Mary's. The HR manager, a friend of Clara's, asked for my input. I said, "She's a skilled nurse but not a reliable person." She didn't get the job. 2 years after Laura left, Ethan, now a lively 4-year-old, barely remembers her, a bittersweet relief. The inheritance gave us stability, but more importantly, time to bond. One evening, while going through Clara's old papers, I found a letter addressed to me. "James, if you're reading this, I'm gone," it read. "Don't let anger consume you. Live well, that's the greatest victory." Her words hit home. I'd been caught up in Laura's collapse, but I needed to focus on my future. I used part of the inheritance to fund a pediatric wing at St. Mary's in Clara's name, a full-circle moment. At the opening, reporters asked why I did it. "I have a son who needs me," I said. "I want to help other parents be there for theirs." Ethan, holding my hand, grinned at the cameras. A week later, Laura called, her voice weary. "James, the pediatric wing, it's incredible. I miss Ethan." I took a deep breath. "You chose to leave him." Silence. Then the call ended. She hasn't reached out since. Ryan, surprisingly, became an ally. Disenchanted with influencer life, he now fundraises for kids' hospitals, including ours. "Life's funny," he said over coffee. "She used us both, but we're better off." I couldn't argue. The story closes where it began, at St. Mary's, but I'm no longer the devastated doctor. I'm a man who rebuilt his life. Ethan starts kindergarten soon. I'm dating Sarah, the pediatrician who finds my humor charming. Laura. She's working late shifts at a small clinic, raising her daughter alone. Justice found her, but I'm done keeping track. As I tuck Ethan into bed, he asks, "Daddy, are you happy?" I kiss his forehead. "Yes, buddy. I really am." If you connected with this story and felt its emotional weight, please share it, give it a thumbs up, and follow for more real-life tales and heartfelt journeys. Your support helps bring more stories like this to light. Thank you for reading, and I'll catch you in the next one.